we'll see the scores now. And so we have a three-way tie for first between AJ, Naveen, and Julia. Each have 1,000 points, so that means they got them all right. Then Matthew's in fourth with 700, Kyle with 600, and Alan with 500. And now here comes the second half. For 500 points, an infinite dartboard is formed by a sequence of concentric circles of radii 1, 2, 3, 4, and on like that. Then they have to find a pub that'll house it. What type of sequence is formed by the areas of the washer-shaped rings that are in between the circles on the dartboard, beginning with the bullseye, which is a circle at the center, a unit circle of radius 1. So, is it an arithmetic sequence, a Fibonacci sequence, a geometric sequence, or a harmonic sequence? We'll see how question 5 went for 500 points. Oh, everyone got it right. Very good, arithmetic. So nice going. So, so Alan, I guess that means you got it right. All right, and so did my explanation help, or did you just kind of figure it out despite me?
So the first circle's area is 1 pi, and the second circle's area is 4 pi. So the washer shape is 3 pi, and so the third washer shape rings is 3 squares pi, which is 9 pi, minus 2 squares pi, which is 4 pi, and is 5. So the sequence goes 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi. So it's an arithmetic.
Yeah, and questions left. A palindrome number is one that reads the same backwards and forwards. On a 12-hour digital clock, and this is a standard digital clock that just shows hours and minutes, doesn't show seconds, we want to know what is the shortest period between palindromic times. And so, and again, just like most digital clocks, the single-digit hours will just be displayed as the single digit. They won't have a 0 in front of them. And you don't have to pay any attention to the colon or whether the light's flashing because the power was off yesterday. So we want to know what's the shortest time distance between palindromic times. Everyone understand the question? Oh, the choices are 2 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes, and 10 minutes. All right, so before we reveal the contestants' answers, how many people think it's A, 2 minutes? Oh. How many people think it's B, 6 minutes? All right. You could save us a lot of typing if we knew nobody was going to like the other choice. How many people think it's C, 8 minutes? Okay, all right, good, good. And how many people think it's D, 10 minutes? Oh. So A and D are definitely more popular than the other two, and it was pretty close between them. Let's see what the correct answer is. It did turn out, and 5 people got that right. Nice going. It was 2 minutes. So who got it right? AJ got it right, and Matthew. So Matthew, how'd you get that? You didn't look at your cell phone, did you, Matthew?
No.
Okay, good.
Because normally, like between like 101 and 111, it's 10 minutes. But if you look at 9:59 to 10:01, that's only 2 minutes. So that's the shortest time period.
So we still have the three-way tie for first between AJ, Naveen, and Julia. They all have 2,100 points. They each have gotten all questions right. Then Matthew, who just gave us that explanation, has 1,800. Very close game. Kyle with 1,700, and Alan with 1,000. You ready for question 7? We hope you are, because otherwise then we're stuck here. But the scores are kind of nice to look at, but we'll look at question 7 anyway. For 700 points, what is the value, this is in radians, the value of cosine of pi over 12? And that's in radians. Is it, now in each of these fractions, the denominator is not inside the square root sign. So is it square root of 3 over 4, square root of 2 plus the square root of 3 over 4, square root of 2 minus the square root of 3 over 2, or square root of 2 plus the square root of 3 over 2? And in each of the case, the square root sign goes over the entire numerator, but not over the denominator. So we'll see what the correct answer is. It turned out to be D, square root of 2 plus the square root of 3 over 2. Very good. Who got that one right? Alan. All right. And so, Julia, this is your chance again.
All right. So, I figured out that pi over 12 is 15 degrees, so the cosine of it's going to be probably very big. Didn't actually remember the formula, but that was the highest number, so I picked it.
Yeah, so in trig, there's something called the half-angle formula, which comes in handy for something like this. The cosine of 30 degrees, or pi over 6, is an easy one to know. It's a nice, or it comes out nice, you might say, and it's square root of 3 over 2. But what Julia said, you're right, that the cosine is big, and why is it big?
Because the cosine of 0 is 1. So
Right, and so the cosine starts out at 1 at 0 and then gets a little bit smaller as it goes on. Well, as far as big is, that's kind of relative to the cosine, because this 1 is as big as it gets. So other things don't think so much of the cosine, but 1's as big as it gets, and so that 15 degrees or pi over 12, that's close to 0, and so the cosine should be close to 1, and that's the biggest number. So that's good reasoning, Julia, when you happen to forget, or even if you don't forget the half-angle formula. And so that's good to get it right like that, and we'll see what the score is going into the last question. We still have a three-way tie for first between AJ, Naveen, and Julia, each at 2,800. Then Kyle right behind with 2,400, so that means Kyle got that right. Then Matthew with 1,800 and Alan with 1,000. And this one's worth 800 points. And if we have